We're going to be using a very strong elastic band here and placing it in the crease of the hip to increase hip flexion and internal and external mobility of the hip. So you're going to hook it around the foot you're going to stand on, and then you're going to place the band around the crease of the hip that you are trying to improve the mobility of. Then lift that, put that on a stool so that the band is pulling down, causing what's known as an inferior glide of the hip. Keeping your back very straight, you're going to lean forward. If you need help with that, you can put a broom behind you, attaching your head and tailbone onto it. So when you're leaning forward, you're making sure you're keeping your head and tailbone in contact. So this is the same movement as if we were going to bring our knee towards our chest, but instead we bring our body towards our knee. So this is a very frugal way of how to get around that. Make sure your core is staying nice and tight, your back is staying straight. You're making sure to breathe in and out through your nose. And if the band you have and you're feeling by now is just not strong enough, you're not really feeling a pull, what you can even do is put together a couple bands. You can either twist them around each other, or you can even just double up the bands or triple depending how strong the band is, and give it another try. Now place both your hands on the knees and gently rotate your knee in and out as you're slightly bending forward at the hip. Try to note any pain that you may have in the hip, and if you have any pain, especially when going internal, just lessen the amount of mobility that you're doing, or even increase the tension of the band by adding another band around the hip. And now move your body inward and outward, adjust the band if needed. You want it right in the crease, and use a chair, stand close to a wall if you need to, by the way, and make sure not to let the knee fall out. You want to keep the knee where it is as you're just twisting your body in and out. That way, again, you're working the acetabulum, which is where the femur attaches into. You're working the movement of that. Keep nice and tight. Belly button to your spine, squeeze the pelvic floor. Keep your spine nice and straight, and remember to breathe in and out through your nose. Now you're going to want to take the same band and we're going to tie it around something sturdy. Okay, so I place it around my treatment table, but you can place it around a banister or a really heavy couch to do the same thing. Make sure it's good and tight so it's not going to break when you are doing these exercises. So as you tied it up, what we're going to be doing is having the band pulling our hip out. So place your knee in and step up again on that stool. Again, as I just mentioned, the band should be pulling it directly outwards. We're going to lean forward at the hips again, keeping that back nice and straight. Again, if you need to use that Q tool, you need to use a broom and place that behind your back to keep your back nice and straight. I'll get you to do that as well. Remember, have a chair or wall close by if your balance is not great. And even if you do think your balance is good, it doesn't hurt to do that with those tools the first few times so that you can quickly recover from any imbalances that you have. I'm just holding my hand here to show you the band. It's camouflaging a little bit in the background. Make sure to keep everything nice and tight, especially as you begin to move your knee in and out. Now, if this is too fast for you, just move at your own pace. That's the best thing about doing these videos at home, is you can do things at your own pace, pause the video when needed, and do this video whenever you want to. And recover up, and now move your body. Remember, try to keep your knee where it is. Don't just let your knee fall in and out. Same thing as what we were doing before. The band's just pulling at a different angle to work and stretch out different fibers within the capsule surrounding the hip joint. Keep pulling up to the ceiling. Don't sit in that hip. Let's now slowly lower the leg. Come close to the origin of the band and gently scoop the band from underneath you. And that's a wrap for this video. And if you want to also work on your other hip, just replay the whole video and do it on your other side. I want to take this moment to please ask you a favor and to please subscribe to the channel to show all your support. Don't forget to like this video for the YouTube algorithm and comment if you have any questions or suggestions or requests of videos that you would like to see in the future. And if you subscribe and hit that notification bell, you will be one of the first to be notified of whenever I release a new YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for all your support.